Vegas and stars on the field. This is not Cardinals, Cubs, or Yankees, Red Sox. Players here will embrace each other before the game, have a great deal of fun, but once the teams get between the white lines, it's all business.
Almost like a leadoff hitter. Willie Taveras is the guy that's going to be able to bottom that order when you turn it over, be able to bunt, move men over, and start a rally.
Let off by flying out to left field. Woo! Changeup got him.
Well, and Carl, that wasn't even a good changeup.
Obviously a lot more on television. Pujols to short. Vizquel. 3 up, 3 down. Good job by Johansson.
Well, and Carl, the big difference here with a guy that throws a fastball and a slider as opposed to a changeup is big. You know, it's a little easier.
Easier calling balls and strikes. 1-2. Vizquel slaps it over the head of the shortstop and into the gap. First hit of the World Baseball Classic, and he's on his way to second, and he'll get in there standing up. 9 in the first. Inside, ball 4. First and third now for the Venezuelan team. For the Marlins last year. First pitch to Miguel, double play is Colon's best friend. He is going to get it. Albert Pujols with an emphatic punch in the air with a fist. So Colon puts on a show every batting practice, but he put in another one here. 2-1, there's a drive to center field, and did he get it? Abreu is playing center field at the track, at the wall, it's gone!
Well, Carl, we talk about it. Stars rise in big games, and David Ortiz is a star.
Look at these people going crazy in here. Oh, yeah.
Shallow right field and potential trouble. It drops, fair ball. Encarnacion on his way to third. He'll stay there and give Castillo a bleeder for a single. First and third. Up the middle, remember, he's got speed. Oh! There's communication. Encarnacion is in. Castillo to third. He'll be held there. And perhaps being aware of how fast Taveras is. Second and third, Dominicans up 2-zip. Soriano strikes out, so it'll end for the Venezuelans in a 2. 3-2 to Ramon Hernandez. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He'd like to blow Martinez out here, and he does. Well, Bartolo Colon has allowed only 1 hit. He's got him. The other run for the Dominicans earned. It was a home run. There's a hit up the middle and under the glove of Soriano, ranging to his right. Alfonso's at first, and we'll go down to Peter Gammons. Peter, what is it like being so close to the field and the players? Swinging here, another single. His timing is there. There's Vizquel, 2 for 2 on the day, and in business now, the Venezuelans. No men out. Guillen, that one is going to be in play.
Infield fly.
Tejada did make the catch. I didn't see anyone signal the infield fly. 1-2 to Abreu. Straight up and playable.
Uh-oh.
Tejada calls off Beltre. It's work out there, not only.
Number 80, we'll probably get a call from Terry Ryan midway through that and say he's out.
Beltre rips one in the left, that'll fall, and he is on first base.
Nice. Talked about the adjustment, John, because we're always the second ones that seem to do that. But I think from the American perspective, people
beyond, he will face Alberto Castillo, and listen to the applause for Santana. The World Baseball Classic will continue right here on ESPN.
As opposed to the Americans, and that's just the passion that they have in Latin American countries for their teams, and Mexico's no different. I played 5 years down there. English, they spoke your language, and that's the way these guys are.
Strike 3 on Taveras. Look at Carlos Zambrano. Now you do see that from him during.
Did the Yankees, and he didn't move.
Ordonez slaps one past Tejada. He's going to be on at first. That's a good sign for Ordonez, for Venezuela, and the Detroit Tigers too, because of Ordonez.
On the left side, most switch hitters dial in a little better left-handed than you do right.
He dialed in and not swinging at that pitch. It's ball 4, and Batista hit it. Alfonso, that one's got eyes. It's going to drop in front. Ordonez rounds third. He's going to score, and they threw behind the runner at first, but he's back safely, and Luis Sojo was right. It's going to change, and it has. As Venezuela's on the board 2-1.
We talked about it.
Venezuelan crowd into it here. Rivera down the line and right. And that's the inning. So he gets out of it by giving up just the run.
Playing baseball today, you're seeing them a little more animated, a little more freestyle, a little freer.
Ortiz. That's high and away.
So this inning was set up to face Alou. Once he got 2 out.
2 on, 2 out, 2-1 to Alou. Back up the middle, and that's going to be good for a single. Ortiz goes to third. Pujols comes home. It's a 3-1 Dominican Republic lead.
And that's why you don't pitch around everybody and their brother with 2 outs.
Dominican Republic, and that's why that rivalry is budding. 1-1 to Beltre. That ball is ripped to left field, and it is gone. A 3-run home run from Adrian Beltre.
No doubt about it.
Big hug from Big Papi at home plate, as well as Moises Alou, and Carlos Zambrano came in here to keep things under control.
There's a big difference in preparation.
Carlos Guillen, no, Soriano couldn't get to that one, slaps the ground in frustration, but that is a clean single.
So as this thing continues on, to see.
Abreu got jammed. There's no one covering first, but Pujols speaks into the bag.
And Albert, good hands right there. The little one-handed bare hand.
For all intents and purposes, it's almost a minor league team. But that's for another day. The major league player on that staff is clearly Cabrera, and he has left the building. Miguel Cabrera's 2-run home run brings the Venezuelans within a couple.
Track a minor league player. If you ever get a chance, if you're ever asked, go to winter ball, even if it's only for 1 year.
Soriano rolls one over. Vizquel flips, double play, good scoop at first. And I thought that wasn't the first baseman, although Guillen's used to make it. How baseball players grew up. Oh, he got him with that. Look at Tejada, his 3rd strikeout of the game. He's just confused.
When you get on the grass, you start running around, you stand around for pitches.
Alfonso deep, and it is gone. Edgardo Alfonso hits a home run. The Venezuelans move another run closer. 6-4.
Is he redeemed yet?
Tell you what, after that era, he has been locked and loaded and just unloaded on a Miguel Batista offering.
It's going to be interesting with him in Anaheim. With Biggins to play all over the infield. You got
Rivera strikes out. 2 home runs. All
things, charities.
ripped, and that is going to drop for a single as Pujols running hard as he can to first, thinking about second. He'll go halfway and turn around. Throw over there is not in time.
That's how you're supposed to play.
They don't hold him in the same regard right now as they do.
No, but you know what? What were they talking about during that whole MVP conversation last year? Hey, he's my brother. We're both Dominicans. Yeah, we're coming to you.
Okay.
Adrian Beltre strikes out.
Peter, did you hear Carl's question?
Yeah, I heard it. Good player there.
Encarnacion lifts one that deep to left field, but this time it'll stay in the yard. No runs across. First 0. Vizquel, good piece of hitting down the line in right. Fair ball and extra bases for Vizquel. Second base with a double. He had a single to lead the game off in the first. Strike three and down goes. This World Baseball Classic. Abreu gets into one to center field. Tavares is there. Vizquel not going to tag up.
Not on that cannon.
Wow.
He can throw it.
Another well-hit ball off the bat of Cabrera to the gap and over the wall.
I don't know.
Off the wall, not signaled a home run. The fifth run comes across in the form of Vizquel. Have to take a look at this. Every fan from Venezuela is up, and so is Luis Sojo going out. Home run off the wall, but here's the ball. Does it go over the first wall?
Nope.
No, it seems to hit that Budweiser sign and come back in.
Right off the top.
Hit right off the top of the fence and did come back in. That is a...
Ordonez hits it to center field. Tavares is out there. It'll carry him right to the edge of the track, and he brings it in. We're within one. Ninth inning now. Miguel Tejada. He struck out a lot, so he lays down a bunt. I think his leg is okay, and he's on first.
That's another weapon that he has, and you may not see that in the regular season.
3-2, one out. We're on the top of the ninth inning. Tejada off. David Ortiz has just hit that ball a mile. Second home run of the game for Ortiz. And the Dominican lead now goes to 8-5.
Well, there'll be no controversy on that one.
Well, he showed him those breaking balls early in the count. You can forget it.
That was your vintage hang 'em and bang 'em type pitch from Hernandez. That was high and hung and soft.
Like I said, he just hit. Man. Coming in and having such a contribution in the big leagues.
Another hit for Moises Alou, Peter.
I think it really started in the mid-'80s. I mean, there have been great players like Felipe Alou, and of course, and then, Juan Marichal and players like that.
It's hard to say.
Ripped into the gap and right off the bat of Beltre. That one is gone as well. Two-run shot for Adrian Beltre. And the Dominican Republic has blown it wide open.
Well, Carl, he talked about the few days he spent in Mariner camp working with Jeff Pentland, the hitting coach, and how they tried to change his stance. He got too over his body and was closing himself off, and he just was not having the sock that we'd seen the year before in LA. I think the young man's made a great adjustment. He's back.
The talent,
single.
The talent has always been there. It's just, some question is, did he want to be a superstar? And I think what you're talking about, the extra work.
And two. It's ball four, and Jorge Julio's having a real hard time. Luis Sojo may have to go back to his bullpen. In this program, Belliard gets around on one. It goes into left field. The 11th run of the game scores as Encarnacion touches home. I should say Beltre touches home.
I mean, they lived through this stuff.
Now Tejada, inning over, but wow, what an inning it was. Cause for celebration. Carlos Guillen pops that one up. Tavares is there. Two men down. Down to the final out, Bobby Abreu. Lifted into left center field. Moises Alou is there. And he makes the catch. Look at Tejada raising his arm in celebration.
Well, we talked about before, you play any type of all-star competition, you're going to love playing in that atmosphere as an athlete.
I thought you want my love.